All right, guys. So this is part two, basically from yesterday. I think I just changed the title of it, but it's kind of the same conversation. I didn't get to finish it yesterday because I didn't want to be, up here for that long, a couple hours, because I do have a couple more videos I do want to share. That's a part of this discussion. But it's interesting. You're finding on social media some black women who make videos on like TikTok, like basically chastising biracial men with white moms. And they're kind of framing the argument that like we should prefer them or we should chase them or we are problematic if we don't pedestalize them. But it's like we're not your group of men. You should be requiring that of your own guys, the guys in your family, like the guys in your group, basically. Why are you talking about like biracial men? Like biracial men are not obligated to prefer you as a black female. Especially like, yeah, the guy has a white mom and they're trying to highlight it as if it's a bad thing. He has a white mom and he doesn't prefer you. It's like, well, that kind of makes sense. Why should he? It's not his problem. You're not his preference. And in this particular guy on the screen, I don't even know like his he's a TikTok guy. I don't know his channel or anything, but there's been a couple other people who black TikTokers who've basically reviewed his videos and they're trying to like chastise him, basically throw him under the bus because the guy like likes white women. Okay. Or whatever he likes, that's his business. But like some people take that as an opportunity to attack him and his I guess biraciality, if I can say that, biracial identity, and then also his parent, his mom. Let's check out the clip.
Y'all are just so damn tough all the time. And men like me, don't want to have to fight through 7 million layers of oppressed black woman in your DNA. I get it. You got to be a strong, independent woman. That's cool. And I'm all for that. But I don't have time to fight you tooth and nail, to scratch and claw, to get you to be vulnerable or soft or compassionate or caring or loving or nurturing in my household.
I mean, right off the bat, I'll just say, like, with the bonnet on, it's like, oh man, that's like a battle helmet, an SJW battle helmet at this point. When you got the bonnet on, it's like, damn. Why the bonnet? Why the bonnet, sis? But we're not going to talk about the looks. We're just going to go into what her arguments are and debunk it.
In bed, and when I tell you guys, I got out of bed with the fucking quickness to turn on the light and make this fucking video. This boy is lost in the sauce. I've already seen some of his other videos, and I think that nothing I or any other black woman say is gonna change his mind, especially because him and his brother were adopted by a white mother, and I'm guessing he sees her as the white angel coming down to save them. So you say you don't want to talk about.
No, but that's interesting, her phrasing. He was adopted by a white mother, but sees her as a white angel. Well, I mean, she kind of did save him. She adopted him, right? And it's interesting. There's a lot of black people, monoracial black people, who are adopted by like white parents. And I'm pretty sure if you ask them, they'll look at their adopted parents as like saving them. I think there's probably some famous ones out here too. I don't know if it was Steve Harvey and I don't think it was him. There's probably some famous like monoracial black people who are adopted by white people. And guarantee you they're going to look at them as saviors. They saved them, gave them a home and like loving care, etc. But she's trying to single this guy out. That's what we're getting at here.
Adopted by a white mother, and I'm guessing he sees her as the white angel coming down to save them. So you say you don't want to talk about stereotypes, then you proceed to stereotype practically every black woman on the planet. So I'm just gonna flip that on its back and ask you a question.
The interesting thing is that the whole bonnet is like, it's part of that kind of hive mindset. Like I said, it's like a battle helmet. It's like a SJW kind of, we're going to fight misogynoir kind of battle helmet. Literally at this point, it is. You see the bonnet, you kind of already know what philosophies are going to be kind of behind it. It's very performative, right? It's very performative. They have a whole outfit and a shtick for their performative kind of social justice warriorism, basically.
If black women are too tough and too broken to be with, why should a white woman be with you? Because I mean, if we're talking about stereotypes, as a black man, yes, you are black, nigga. Don't get it fucking twisted, Uncle Ruckus Jr.
Okay, and I want to say, yeah, that right there. Look at how nasty and disgusting she views herself as. Like she's throwing this blackness on this guy, saying, "Oh yes, you are a black man. Don't get it twisted." Uncle Ruckus Jr. which they call everybody Uncle Ruckus. It doesn't. It's just embarrassing. That's the whole Boondocks reference, right? Trying to say he's self-hating. He's clearly a mulatto man. Clearly looking at him, his skin tone, facial symmetry, etc. He's not the same as you guys. Doesn't look the same. Doesn't act the same either. Has different value systems, and that's what kind of this individual here is coping with the fact. But she's trying to weaponize the one drop rule, and in a very negative, nasty way as well. Don't get it effing twisted. You still black. Like, don't get. It's like, who wants to be black at that point when it's very like aggressive and you want to like force it on the people? Like, don't you look yourself in the mirror and see how gross that is? Like, how you're gonna like in such a negative way. Like, if you were to share culture or like African culture, because I guarantee you, like a lot of these mulattoes that I see that have a direct parent that's from Africa, like I'll take Nigeria for instance, because that's what I see a lot of people. There's a lot of like biracial American, mulatto Americans, and biracial people from England who have like a Nigerian parent. 9 times out of 10, whenever I interact with these people or I see their like social media, whatever, they're very proud of their African heritage that they learned from their black African parent from like a Nigeria or something, because they have a culture, they have dance, tradition, the names, the language. There's all these elements that they instill in the child. So even the mulatto, they can be proud. They're like, yes, I'm half European. My mom's European, and half African. They're proud of that. I never seen them run away from it, right? But then with this person, it's like a black American, like are they offering you any type of culture or reinforcement of that? No, they're basically like, you better know your place, you're still black, the police gonna pull you over, Uncle Ruckus. And it's like, why is she so upset that this biracial guy doesn't prefer black women? Why does she care? That's why she bothered by it?
Be with you. Because I mean, if we're talking about stereotypes, as a black man, yes, you are black, nigga. Don't get it fucking twisted, Uncle Ruckus Jr.
Yeah, and she called him the N word too, right? She says, and as a black nigga, don't get it fucking twisted, Uncle Ruckus Jr. That's just so disgusting. But again, like with the whole bonnet and uniform and all that stuff, it's kind of, par for the course, right?
I mean, as a black man, you're unreliable, you're lazy, you can never get work, you have a bunch of baby mothers somewhere.
Okay, but he's not black. That's the thing. So you're trying to stereotype him as black when he's not. Clearly looking at him, the dude's biracial. And then you also, another point, you're saying he has a bunch of babies everywhere. Well, who are those babies with? Are they with black women? So is it just the man that to blame? I mean, or do the women have a part in that as well? It's an interesting question.
You have no sense of value of family. You are a criminal and a thug, sir. I mean, you're not approachable. You're a black man. So that's probably why you're having a little bit of problem on Hinge. You are.
Yeah, stereotyping your own group like that is crazy work as well. But again, the bonnet is kind of like, yeah. Shout out to you, Cyrus Rivas. Appreciate you being here, bro.
Not a prize to white women. And here's the thing, you never will be. Because you're both essentially chasing the same thing, to be a white man in America. But back to my point.
Chasing the same thing to be a white man in America. But the guy that you're upset about, the video she shared, he's literally like a half white man. You can clearly see it in his phenotype. Let's go back. Look at the man on the screen. Clearly looks like a man who's half white and half black. Clearly. You can tell his hair texture, maybe his nose, got a little broad nose. But look at his skin tone, his cheekbones, his jaw, like his jawline. This guy literally looks half white. Cut the bullshit. So you're trying to gaslight this man and say, "Oh, you just want to be a white man in America." He's already halfway there, sis. I don't know, like how you think that's like a dig on him. You just want to be white because that's often what they tell us, right? You hate your black side. You're ashamed. You just want to be white. I mean, I never said that. I mean, how can I want to be something that I kind of already am? I came out of a white vagina. It's like my birthright, right? That's my blood and heritage. So it's, yeah, continue to cope though.
Problem on Hinge. You are not a prize to white women. And here's the thing, you never will be. Because you're both essentially chasing the same thing, to be a white man in America. But back to my point, why should a white woman date you? If I remember correctly, black men are more violent, you cannot be approached.
Yeah. So like it's I don't know, like she's positioning it like against black men or men in general. Like she's upset with this biracial guy not preferring black women. He gave you the reasons why. A lot of them act rough and they're not feminine. I'm not saying all, and I don't believe that man said all. He's just saying a lot because the guy is on social media. He's basically saying he just prefers like white chicks. Okay, but the guy's half white. Like, what do you know? Why are you mad at him? Why him?
And you need to be put down like a dog. I mean, unless you
And you think of that right there, the language she said. I think this is really why I wanted to share it. The clip's almost done. But she's like preaching violence, and you see how they have such a subtle way of doing it, and it's all based off this kind of you know uh pretty politics, so to speak. Desirability politics, I think, is the better phrase, where it's like, well, if you don't prefer me, you don't want me, then listen to what she says.
date you. If I remember correctly, black men are more violent, you cannot be approached, and you need to be put down like a dog. I mean,
You guys hear that? Put down like a dog. Like the violence that she's preaching and espousing is insane. Insane. But again, protected class, they got the bonnet on and misogynoir, you're anti-black. So it's like the protected class, right? And they're the powers that be have allowed this to happen and fester for so long, it's gotten out of control. And I'm just a biracial dude up here just speaking my truth. But you look at this, you analyze this, like literally crazy work. Hey, shout out to Bunny Trixel Strange. She puts here, she thinks she's the mouthpiece for white women now. Where does their identity crisis end? Yeah, she's like, well, white women don't want you. That's all that guy like deals with. Like pretty much, he has videos. He talks about it. I think I've seen a couple of them. I don't remember his like TikTok, but and some of these people like these bonnet kind of the bonnet brigade, they're upset about that. That this biracial dude who's half white prefers white women. It's like fucking cope, man. He doesn't have to prefer you. As I put in the title, are biracial men obligated to prefer black women? Because there's another video clip that I'm going to share with you guys right now that Light Skin History shared. He uploaded to his channel, and I'm going to share the one from his channel where it's the same thing. This chick, black woman, is sitting up here like trying to like chastise biracial men for not preferring black women. What the hell? Where did this come out? Where did this come from? Where did this come from?
unless you got life insurance, I really don't see the benefit of her dating you. And my final $1,000,000 question is the same submissiveness that you want black women to have the same one that white women had when they supported white men putting us in chains? Yeah.
Yeah, and it always goes back to their true identity, being a slave. It always circles back to that. Very, very pitiful and disgusting. Talking about the same white women that's supporting putting us in chains. Well, that dude you're talking about, he's like biracial, half white. So I don't like he was not in the same status as you. And I think that's what a lot of you guys are upset about that,
Same
unfortunately.
one that white women had when they supported white men putting us in chains? Yeah, I'm figuring that last one's going to be a really tough one for you to answer, huh?
Yeah, this is the guy in question. Like, he doesn't owe you anything. And you sit up there with your bonnet, it's not really helping your case either. That's the sad part. But yeah, enough of that. I just want to start off with that because I didn't get to talk about it yesterday. But yeah, I'm talking about it now. So I'm going to share another one with you guys. Okay, let me put this on the screen here. This is from the dude, Light Skin Historian. Shout out to Light Skin Historian. Yeah, it's from he uploaded it, but he found the clip from TikTok, right? And says black mom biracials verse white mom biracials, and it's always them who are pushing this more than us. It's not really a in-group thing that we're doing. It's them. They're the ones pushing this on us to try to divide us up and splinter us. You know, and like you said, you'll have black people, they'll fight with each other to see whose biracial offspring is the most loyal to pro-blackness and the best fit to serve black people, essentially. So you have black women like this that'll jump up here and say white mom biracials ain't ish, and then you'll have black males that'll be in their black male spaces that will talk ish about biracials with black moms. They'll say that they're weird or something like that. I've heard this is their arguments. So they'll both like try to put us against each other, you know? This is what I keep trying to tell people, to basically recognize their strategy, recognize what they're doing. Okay, let's play this clip, because this person here again, I asked a question. Are biracial men obligated to prefer black women? Like why are you so important? Like, and you're singling us out, you know? Like, that's the funny thing. Why don't you make videos talking about how black men don't prefer you and prefer other women? Go do that. I don't know what you talking about, biracial guys. Like, what?
Anytime a biracial man is attracted to me, I know that his mother is the black one. And I think that we really need to talk about that, because biracial men who have white mothers will not even acknowledge me as a person.
And that's a very broad general statement, and it's not true. It really isn't. She's just basically trying to damage our reputation, you know. That's all it is. Tarnish our value in a sense within their group. No other race gives a shit about what she's chirping about, you know. But unless they're like the kind of SJW kind of you know, liberal folks, because I did make a video about this like weird kind of Mexican torta who's also talking shit about biracial white moms. I uploaded on my Patreon, shameless plug. But yeah, so you'll have some of those weirdo kind of adjacent Latino POC people who will latch on to kind of black political thought, and they'll weaponize the black arguments to attack us mulattoes. And yeah. So yeah, like I'm saying, let's continue on with this.
Like, they literally won't even look in my direction. I can't even like have a conversation with them. Like, it's completely off the table. But biracial men who have black mothers literally view me as goddess incarnate. It's a complete night and day.
View her as God. So she wants to be worshipped. And I think to a degree, I think people like, that's a good feeling, right? If someone like really like, I guess the term they use is like rave, if that's the term. I think if someone like really like likes you, I think worshiping's taken a little too far. It's getting a little too weird with the worship stuff, you know? But if someone like really, really is drawn to you and like wants to please you, make you happy, that's a good feeling, right? So there's no mistake in that. I think every human wants that, you know? But yeah, she's talking about these dudes, they like worship her. I don't know. Don't know.
A difference. And I think that a lot of mixed people like to deny that this is a thing, but like I've seen it with my own two eyes. Like,
Yeah, you've seen it. That's your own like personal experience though, right? But you can't speak for all of us. And you sure as hell are not gonna speak for all of us, because you have a guy like me jumping up here with my microphone challenging it, you know? So you can't speak for all of us. You can only speak for some, or your personal, you know, stories. And I have my own personal stories as well. That's why I always reiterate, like, I'm not saying sometimes I overgeneralize. That's my main deficit. I understand. But like, yeah, I don't speak for all, or I just speak from my own personal experience. I try to add the sources, the references, compare notes, and just present it to the public. Like, look at this, check this out. Do you see a common theme? Do you see like where this is going, their strategy, you know?
like literally every single time that a mixed guy like is interested in me, he has a black mom. Like, I've never been hit on.
I mean, why does she need to publicize this though? If that's how she feels, like, just go connect with those dudes. I don't understand. Like, she's trying to tarnish like the reputation of like white mom biracials, because there's a lot of biracials that have white moms who like black women. I don't have a problem with you guys. I like all women. I prefer mulattas. I have an in-group preference for mulattas. I promote them. They're the most beautiful. I'm always going to promote them, but I like everyone. I try my best to get along with people, you know, but she's basically trying to kind of single us out, because it's weird, because there's a lot of biracials who have white moms who are married to black women and have committed relationships, who are their girlfriends are black or they're dedicated, you know? So it's like, it's very weird how she's pushing this. And I put a comment in here basically stating that she's basically kind of mid as fuck. She looks kind of dorky, nerdy. She's kind of mid. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why she's like pressing this issue with as if like the white mom biracials are obligated to quote unquote worship her, because she said that, you know, some guys worship her, and she's upset that she's like, oh, the biracials and white moms are not worshiping her. Like, what the hell, bro? Worship you?
Or approached by a biracial man that has a white mother. It's only the Black mom ones. And I think that you guys just need to own up to it.
Own up to what, miss? That's the crazy thing. The cope too. You got to own up to what? Like, we don't really owe you anything. We're not obligated to you. Like, you don't like look like us. You don't look like mulatto women. Like, you're not. No, you have no say in our dating and mating habits. But then again, the same thing she's doing now, this is what Black males will do with biracial women. If a biracial woman prefers a white partner or a non-Black partner, they'll call that woman names. They'll call her a bedwench. They'll call her a tragic mulatta. It happens to a lot of mulatto women. They can attest to it. They can post comments and they can tell their stories. Like, but you see it with these even like celebrity types, and you analyze social media posts and stuff like that, comments. You're like, yeah, they talk crap about these women. They call them tragic mulatta. They're calling Sage Steele tragic mulatta, or she's with a pale person. Or I think I saw a comment on my X. I can possibly pull up my X page and share that with you guys as well. I think I saw that today, based off of the lady Rachel True. Let me just go to my profile real quick and try to see. Okay, it was exactly. It's with Sage Steele. It's in conversation with Sage Steele. So this is great. Check this out. Let me share my screen because I want to get to this because it's right on cue. Because I just saw this today, over on the X platform. I think you guys can see that. Let me zoom it up actually. You guys get a better visual of this. Okay. Sage Steele, and then there's a comment from a guy. I think it's still not like enlarged enough. I gotta make it to where you guys really see what this doofus put. You guys can see that. What's the guy's username? McGiddy Mac Daddy. So he's a pimp. Look at his like a Tariq Nasheed guy. He's like a pimp guy with a cane. That whole. It's crazy. The guy puts here, Sage Steele, y'all really think someone is going to advocate for Black people when they lay down with a pale caveman every night? He's talking about Sage Steele because Sage Steele is married to a white man. She was married, she got divorced, and she got remarried. And then I put a quote, or I reposted it. And yeah. This was today. What was the date? What's the timing? November 17th. That was today. I saw that. See, that's what they do. They try to basically, the Black males will do that with the mixed women. Say, oh, you a bedwench. You laying down with the caveman, the pale man, you tragic mulatta, you see? But then also as well, as I'm talking to you guys right now, you have this individual. You got the Black lady who's sitting there saying, you white mom biracials don't prefer us Black women. See, this is like sexual politics, basically. In a way for them to kind of gain influence over you is to dictate who you're mating and dating with. This is a way for them to also have political control and influence over you.
Just face the facts, like it really does have an effect. It really does.
Okay, yeah, she's just, coping, okay. So what did I put? You guys can see it's not even highlighted. I'll just read it to you. I put she's mid as number one, she's mid as fuck. Number two, she's lying to create a narrative. Of course, she's overgeneralizing. Number three, confirmation bias. Yeah, she already doesn't like white women, and she's upset that biracial white moms, a lot of them, they prefer white women or other groups of women. And she already knew that, so you just want to make this video just to slander us for not like chasing her or whatever, worshiping her. Crazy. Number four, I put, again, who's checking for her? Are dudes that desperate out here? Literally. I put here, she's just doing what they always do, and that's take every opportunity they get to attack white women without being called a racist. Yes. Yeah. And again, with this specifically, it's more so the kind of desirability politics. You're upset because the biracial dudes aren't quote unquote worshiping you. So you make a whole video about that. And I'm just talking about it because you're talking about biracials. You're giving us material. Interesting. Shout out to Light Skin Historian for that, because he's the one who shared that one with me. or he shared it with the whole public just in general. I saw it on his channel, and it's like interesting. I want to talk about that because I had the other clips, like I just shared with you that one, and then yesterday, shout out to you. I think I read this one. Lisa puts here, this is what the Bantu race does. They attack biracial people to dilute with them to disappear to help their genetics. Yeah, it's like there's a phrase in like Latin America. It's called "Mejor la raza," like better the race, right? And where it's kind of like, I guess, whitening, so to speak, become more kind of Europeanized, right? But you have that type of philosophy and situation with a lot of African Americans, but they're never going to publicly admit it. But when you analyze their behavior, that's very much what you see, like with the divester types, where they want to like have like mixed or lighter skinned kids. They purposely want to breed to have mixed kids. Yet black males do the same thing, black females, right? So they have that same mentality. And then they'll blame, slavery, colonialism. They'll blame everyone, no accountability. We get that, right? That's what they kind of do. But yeah, it's like it's the same thing, right? To dilute and to absorb you as well, and to live vicarious through you. It's pretty bizarre. With a guy like me, it's pretty simple. I just want to basically replicate what I already got going on. I want to continue this like mulatto tradition. That's basically the people that I kind of attract within my kind of like social media spaces. It's like kind of people who have that kind of vision. We're like, hey, we like how we look. Like, I don't care what any of you guys do or who you date or whatever, that's your business. But if you're gonna like stand behind black people to attack like biracial men, then yeah, I gotta push back, and defend ourselves. But I don't care what you guys do, who your partners are, or whatever. That's not my business. That who the hell am I? I'm just a dude on the internet talking. Like, who the hell am I to dictate? That's why there's this, on TikTok, there's this guy who's getting, inspired by some Mexican incel, and he's like crying about dudes traveling, going overseas. It's the most incel bitch shit you can ever imagine. It's really despicable. And any mulatto man who stands behind that, it's you're taking a fat L, buddy. Taking a fat L doing that. But yeah, you put here, they do this to Dominicans, Brazilians, mixed Latinos, coloreds, mixed Africans, forcing them to mix with them. Yeah, they try to shame them with the whole one drop rule, right? Yeah, there's a lot of that. You're black like me too. You're just lighter skin. You're just lighter skin. That's what they say to me. They probably say it to that guy in the video that I shared, the mixed guy. Yeah. You look at him, clearly looks half white. Clearly. Well, you're just like, if he is a light skinned black, then in reverse, he's basically just a dark skinned white. They don't want to say that. They never use the terminology dark skinned white. Actually, I have heard a monoracial black person, a black female, who was arguing with a mulatta who was pretending to be black, and the black females kind of checked her, and they were telling her, you're just a chocolate colored white person, you're not even black. So I have heard that before. I forgot when or where I heard that. That was a while ago, but I thought that was kind of funny. Because yeah, if you're a light-skinned black person, well then yeah, in that case you have basically dark-skinned white people. Let's just be logical here, guys. Putting us in chains, not quote unquote them, not past blacks, not our ancestors. They do this so often. I know, it's like their whole identity is based off being a former slave. And like, so, and then they have this kind of like, well, they're battling oppression, this like, you know, yeah, this kind of like competition they have with the forces and like white oppression, and their whole identity is about being strong and virtuous and fighting against the oppression. But it always trickles back down to like the slavery question, which is like, that's not like a legacy that you want to be proud of. You got to eventually move on away from that. But they weaponize that against people for them to be feel sorrow and sympathy, right? And it's like that victimhood leverage. And also some other kind of, vocabulary I want you guys to utilize more is like with the cry bullying. With a lot of them, cry bullying, where they'll cry and play victim only to kind of gain the upper hand, and then to try to in return bully you. They'll use those emotions like that, very slick way, for sympathy points, to cry bully, to try to maneuver you to be their basically punching bag. You guys got to be aware. Like, it's just the relationship that a lot of us have come to realize that we kind of have politically with that group. It's very damaging, Very damaging. So I'm just gonna lay that out there. What's up, family? They're very competitive, really, and think they own everyone. Yeah, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep stomping and marching forward, man. I pray that you're gonna grow, man. Your material's gonna grow. It's gonna hit the right people, and you're already doing good work, man. So shout out to you. Yeah, biracials are not black. Yep, it's just biologically impossible. How the hell can you be half white and just be quote unquote black? Well, you're just a light skinned black. Well, like I said, in reverse, okay, then you're basically just a dark skinned white, you know? Well, the black gene is dominant. Oh, okay. I guess. What a sad bonnet wearing hag oozing her nasty attitude everywhere. Yeah, it's the bonnet says it all, right? Like I said, I don't want to clown on her looks or anything like that. I just made the reference that like the bonnet, it says it all. Like when they see the bonnet, you know they're massage noir, you're anti-black, and you need to unpack this. And from the colonialism and from the slavery, it's like all the same kind of arguments, right? If they say that like to other groups, right, white or Hispanic or something like that's cool. It's not my business. I'm not going to report on it. But they got biracials in their mouth. They're talking that like woe is me crap, and they got biracials in their mouth. I'm like, man, you're just giving us material to cover at this point. Biracial men, they call us soft, but at the same time they want us to like chase and worship. What? Latinas have never called biracial men soft. Okay, and the only biracial women who call biracial men soft, those are the ones who've been Bantufied. They're Bantulatas and biracial baby mamas. They're black identified. So they take the same type of psychology and pathology from the dark skinned community. And they attack biracial men to fit in with dark skinned people. Like you guys, we all know this. This has all been well studied and documented, right? So those are the only biracial women who push that. And if you're in the hood with these hood people, like, man, just get out the hood, bro. Like, go to the suburban areas, go to some other rural areas. I'm telling you, the biracial women are not the same. They don't have that same Bantufied mentality where they got to like throw you under the bus to fit in with dark skinned people. That's more so that inner city hood beat bullshit, to be honest with you. From my understanding, where I come from, like I didn't see any of that shit until I started to jump on social media and navigate these spaces. And I'm like, how is it that this bitch is lighter than me talking shit about me being light skinned? Like I saw this on social media and I'm sitting there like, is this bitch dumb? What's going on? But then I realized, oh, she's trying to fit in with the dark skinned people. She has her baby daddy's dark skin. Oh, it makes sense now. She's trying to fit in, so she's got to talk shit about me. Okay. Okay. And yeah, but like I said, like I don't the white women don't say this whole light skin or soft. The Latinas don't say that. It's only a specific group who's pushing that narrative, right? That's why it's very damaging to you guys in your reputation when you deal with these people and you like sympathize with them and their plight and you involve yourself in their politics and their social situation and they push these agendas on you. It's very damaging to your ego, to your mental health. You got to get away from them. Connect with dudes who you share similar values with, and ladies as well, right? Connect with the community you share values with. Get away from people who want to damage your reputation. And you put insult, yeah. The biracial women that attack, calling her all kinds of insults. The biracial women they attack, yeah, calling her all kinds of insults, yeah. You put tortas be mad. Yeah, she's a straight up torta, bro. It's crazy. That's why I called her the TikTok torta. Interesting. Well, that Mexican man is milking the blacks. Which one is that? Is that Ricardo guy? Is that who it is? That Ricardo? I think he's a guy who's making money off them or whatever. I don't know. A lot of these women want to be treated like gods. I don't get it. Yeah, I think that whole thing is kind of weird. Like the whole worship thing is kind of little too extra, right? But being praised, being celebrated, I think is more appropriate kind of terminology. Being sought after, being pampered, caressed, like that's I think it's all acceptable. Yeah. You know, dying for the love of your life, your partner, etc. Yeah, but like worship is kind of a little extra. That's getting into idolatry, you know? And for a mere mortal, a human that's very defective and flawed, it's like you know, you're gonna get your heart broken, you know, it's not gonna be good. So the worshiping thing is kind of too extra. My mother is black, and I do not have a preference for non-black women. No, thank you. All pass uh, on the genital herpes. Damn. And I do not have a preference for, yeah, interesting. Or I think maybe you mistyped it or something. You put it again here. You said my mother is black and I have no preference for black women. Because I think the other comment you put non-black women. Because you're talking about the whole like STI kind of situation. Yeah. Says I'm not worshiping any humans, bro. Yeah, I know idolatry. That's crazy work, right? But that's what the lady tried to present it like that. Well, the ones with white moms, they don't worship me. Well, who the hell's worshiping you? Like, why? And then not even that, like you're mid, but even if you were fucking top notch baddie, like you're giving somebody way too much power to where they can literally like stab you in the heart and destroy you, Like you're a mere mortal, you're gonna worship them. That's crazy. Those expectations. Nah, man, that's too much. Bantu women trying to get emotional, excuse me, Bantu women trying to emotionally guilt trip mulatto men into dating them. It reeks of desperation. Man, I've told this story a while ago where I remember this like stripper, and she's a black stripper. And like she was desperately kind of trying to plead with me to like, go to the VIP room with her, to spend money with her, whatever, to get a dance with her. And it was just like, no, like the desperation was just so gross. No, and she wasn't even like a baddie either, even if she is. Like once women, I see that they exhibit that behavior of like desperation or like kind of, it's such a turnoff, man. It's such a turnoff. And I know obviously it's in the reverse for men as well, right? When we exhibit that kind of neediness and kind of what they call like a scarcity mindset, it's for sure you're going to turn women off. But that desperation, is horrible. They want to dominate you and turn you into a servant or a butler or something. Yeah, man. Yeah, straight up be a butler. People still have those, but yeah, if you're rich, right, you get your own chef, your own cook. I mean, and a lot of people have their like cleaning lady, whatever. I'm just saying lady because that's typically who does those jobs, right? Women. And that's what the term cleaning lady. But I don't know. Butlers are usually males, right? They walk around with a platter and they give you drinks. I think Drake actually. I heard Drake has his own butler that follows him around everywhere. That's what I heard. One of these rappers was saying that Drake is basically a billionaire. Drake has his own private jet. He's the number one rapper, number one pop star, whatever they want to say. He's not rap, he's pop. Well, he's still better than all you guys. So cope. But yeah, I heard that Drake has his own like butler. That is crazy. He has a guy that follows him around, his entourage, a guy that follows him around and makes sure Drake always has a drink in his hands. Whatever he needs a drink, he needs water, whatever he's drinking. That's crazy. He's that rich that he has a butler that follows him because that's essentially a butler, right? Like a waiter. They follow you around and make sure you have food or drinks, and you're that's crazy. I'm thinking like Batman and Alfred. Alfred's his butler, right? He always walks around with the platter and makes sure the guy has what he needs, a drink. It's crazy. Only for the rich and super wealthy, right? You get yourself a butler. Remember, if you don't like them, yeah, you're racist, you're anti-black, you're colorist. That the key one they use is colorism, right? You're colorist because you don't want her. Yeah. Josh Hart, a white mom biracial NBA player, is married to a black woman. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. You're right. And there's a lot of these guys. I don't have all the names off the top of my head. Barack Obama is the prime example. Biracial man, white mom, married to a black woman. Some people are calling her a man, but I'm not even going to get into that. Just weird conspiracy stuff. But there's a lot of examples of these guys who were raised by white women, have white moms, but they end up dedicating their life romantically, being committed to a black woman. But so it's just the person, the video I shared, man, they're just trying to basically tarnish our reputation ineffectively, but it just gives me something to talk about because they talk about us, and we have the microphone now, so we have to basically counteract their propaganda and correct it so the public sees our perspective as well. Because for years they've only had their perspective because they're the majority. They have more numbers, they have more channels, they have larger followings, so they could talk all this crap about biracials and they hardly ever got checked or corrected. Now they see we have a voice, we can challenge and correct their rhetoric and give our perspective. That's what we're doing. I just know she had the bummiest roast beef. Wow, dude, you went there. They need to leave us biracials with black mothers alone. I feel like going with them is going back evolution. Damn. Um, they stink, have bad attitudes, and have an unstable sex drive. Like, that's crazy. It's not a good product to buy if you have to sell it that hard. That's what I'm saying. When something is exclusive and it's like not like the general public and everyone doesn't have access to it, that's where it's like highly valued, right? When you're like desperately trying to sell something, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm not interested. And you put on the scale, she's a 3. you put the scale there at 3. Yeah. Some guy, I mean, guys, there's something for everyone. It's not just mulatto men. No men want her. Oh, I thought she was talking about biracial black mothers. And you put here, interesting topic. There is always someone trying to get others to do what they think uh you should do and who to be with. Yeah. I just found this stream. Is this about FBA's crying? This isn't an FBA stream. And I don't know if that woman's FBA. This is not even a discussion about FBA. This whole discussion is about some, not all, but there's some black women. They make these videos on TikTok and they're basically crying and trying to like guilt trip biracial men into preferring them or pedestalizing them. That's what this stream is about. This isn't like political about FBA or non-FBA or any of that stuff. It's primarily based off this kind of desirability politics, I would say, preference, and how they're basically scapegoating mulatto men, biracial men with white moms, saying there's something bad with us because we don't prefer them. Like, no, we like what we like. Fuck. Mulattoes that are Bantu identified are used for the pump and dump by Bantus. Sadly, it does happen a lot. Yeah. That was a typo. I do not prefer black. Yeah, I kind of thought you made a typo. Now you're good. You put they're way too aggressive. VIP with the strippers. Strippers are no different. Yeah, basically. I worked at a strip club and before a while back. It's interesting when I started jujitsu, and this is in Anaheim, California. When I started taking jujitsu classes, and like I, the complex right next door to my dojo, there was a strip club. So just whatever, like the one of the days I just walked in there, I was like, hey, can I work here? You got a job? I could be the doorman or whatever. Like, and now they just gave me the job. This is like right when I started like doing jujitsu too. For me, it was my life is all about like convenience. I feel like it's a life hack. If you have everything conveniently close to you, like the place where you reside, where you sleep, your dwelling, if your gym is next door to you, your school is next door, your work is next door, like the grocery store is next door. If you have everything close to you, that convenience, that is an ultimate life hack because you can save time and use that time for like your hobbies, basically. And yeah, so I was doing jujitsu there, and then like, oh, they had right next to the spot, there was a strip club. And I just wanted to go there. Hey, let me just work and make money and shit. Let me see what this is all about. They're gonna pay me to look at like naked chicks. That's cool. Let me do this. And yeah, so I learned a lot being in that environment. It's pretty grimy. It says you put here, I'm a colorist. Nothing wrong with having a color preference. Bantus are the most colors. Yeah, they a lot of them they project their colorism onto us, specifically mulattoes and other people. Unfortunately, that's true. Um, for me, I'll just say my preference is just mulatto. Like whatever tone she is, just my complexion, darker, lighter, she's mulatto. That's the preference. I like mulattoes. Curly haired mulattoes. That's yeah, the preference. Okay, reading the comments, I get it now. And then you put you're from Santa Ana. Yeah, Orange County. Yeah. I'm from Anaheim, Orange County. So it's a nice place. It's I mean it's kind of overpopulated now. Um the beaches are really nice, and they got good looking people. Um but yeah, there's a lot of homeless. The cost of everything has gone up, and it's not, the wages don't, depending on what field you're in, doesn't match all the time. I'm born and raised there. I just moving around, exploring the world. I want to see what else is out there. Maybe I might go back home to Orange County, Pacific Ocean, where I'm from, but I'm in a point in my life right now where I want to travel, explore the world, and see what else is out here because yeah, I'm from there, so I already know everything. And I love it there. I still love it there. Orange County, Huntington Beach. Yeah, it's a nice place. It's a nice place. I always recommend it. for people who are traveling or going there. Bantus are such self-hateful people who attack anyone they want to be crazy. Yeah. And it's true with all groups, right? There's a lot of hateful people. I'm just saying that to cover my ass because the guy like me who's like, my face and voice is out here. Like they're really targeting me because I'm inspiring you guys. I'm giving you guys a voice. I'm amplifying you guys' voices. I'm promoting you. I'm advocating for you. I'm waking you guys up. You guys are getting motivated, and they fear me because of that, and they want to silence me. So I'm just doing the kind of quote unquote damage control, so to speak, to be like, well, yeah, not all. There's bad people in every group. Yeah, yeah. You guys know what's up. I live in San Ramon, and that's what's up. And then you put I'm between Portland and Nairobi, Kenya, where I married. Yeah, yeah, Portland, Oregon, Nairobi, Kenya. Yeah, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I like Oregon. I like the state of Oregon. Grants Pass, Klamath Falls, and Portland. Yeah, I drove through Medford once and I wasn't interested. I was like, what the hell did I stop here for? I just wanted to see what it was about. Medford, Eugene, Medford. Yeah, but Oregon's a really nice state. It's not super populated, a lot of outdoorsy nature. The weather's really good. I like the state of Oregon. It's mostly white. It's like 95% white or more, you know. It's like the whitest state in the country, and there's a lot of good people out there. Yeah, I think some of the locals or other people, they call it Meth Ford, Oregon, right? Instead of Medford, call it Meth Ford. Yeah. Yeah, I was there once and I never went back. But I've been to Klamath Falls a few times because I drive up. It's like an hour drive to go to Crater Lake. I like Crater Lake in Oregon. And Portland's cool. They got the Multnomah Falls over there, the Columbia River. It's a cool spot. I like Oregon. Like I said, there's good people. They have a lot of nature. It's the weather's good. It's a good vibe. If you like hiking outdoor stuff, lakes and waterfalls and that type of stuff, I think Oregon is a low key spot that not a lot of people uh know about. Yeah, you said right here Multnomah Falls. Yeah, I've already been there. I love it. It's nice. Really nice spot. Yep. You have an amazing, beautiful view of the Columbia River, which separates the state of Oregon and the state of Washington. It's really nice. If you like nature and scenery, you like outdoorsy stuff. I love exploring this country. United States is one of the best parts of this country is like the nature. There's a lot of beautiful nature here, very diverse. So yeah, and Oregon has a lot of that. So you put they attack groups on looks like I've been on IG and lives where they attack biracial phenotypes, hair, forehead, eye shape, and color, calling us wheat box or something. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. African Bantus are okay with me, but I highly doubt I could be with one. Meanwhile, they want biracial curls, hair, eye color, noses. They do this to other groups who share biracial phenotypes too, while wearing wigs like our hair, using S curls for men, contouring noses. Yeah, I don't know. All that stuff is like super, super out of my. I'm out of my place with all that stuff. All I do is shave, and I grow a mustache, shave off my mustache. I just go to the gym, and that's it. Find ways to make money, find ways to keep myself occupied, and that's it. All this other contouring nose and all this. I don't know. No, I don't know. Nairobi is Bantu central. They are harassing mixed people and non-Bantus to mix with them. Damn, I didn't know it was that bad. You put African Bantus are the worst. Watch South Africa and Kenya literally say they want to mix with mixed groups by force. Damn, that's crazy. And then this guy Kung Fu Fanta puts Lisa, it's not like that in Kenya. Kenyans don't care. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't say or generalize because I haven't seen any data really to support it or any videos or social media posts. And I've never been to Kenya. I did have a contact. I haven't talked to her in a while, but she's from Kenya. But that's about the extent that I know. I think I follow a guy on social media who like lives in Kenya currently right now. He's an American guy, but he moved out there and lives. So I don't know. I can't really say anything about that, speak on that because I don't have that much information on that. I just wanted to share this with you guys. It's basically kind of like part two from yesterday. These clips. Are biracial men obligated to prefer black women? Fuck no. Fuck no. Um, in simple terms, But I just think it's funny how people jump up on like TikTok or social media or whatever, and like they try to position us and like guilt trip us, to prefer them. And if you don't, you're a colorist. It's like, man, cut the shit. Cut the shit. Okay. Um, and the guy puts here, no, it's not Austin. It's not Austin or Kid Greatness. I don't know who the Kid Greatness is. It's none of those guys. It's some other dude. That's it, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. I just want to hop up on the stream, to stay productive as well, connected with you guys. And yeah, I'll be back pretty soon, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. So peace out.